Okay, let me quickly talk to you about first-time buyer benefits. If you're in the UK and looking to buy a property and you're a first-time buyer looking to get a mortgage, I've been getting a lot of questions about this first-time buyer benefits, especially from people who are couples who are looking to preserve one of the partner's first-time buyer status. So basically, first-time buyer benefit relates to mainly the stamp duty exemption or stamp duty relief that first-time buyers do enjoy. As a first-time buyer, up to a certain threshold of property price, you don't pay any stamp duty. So to some people, it makes a massive difference in affordability in buying the kind of property they want to buy and their dream home, basically. So what a lot of couples have been asking me is, oh, should I buy just in my name, or should we buy as a couple? So that if I buy just in my name, my other partner will remain a first-time buyer by the time they want to buy their own property just in their own name. And there was a couple I was speaking to about this, and they were struggling for affordability because one of the party's income, couldn't carry the mortgage that they wanted to take to buy their dream home. And I was surprised that they were willing to lower their threshold, their preference, their tastes, their choice of property. They were willing to buy just anything just to preserve the first-time buyer status, in the hope that in the future the other party would use his or her first-time buyer status to buy without having to pay stamp duty. And then I asked them a simple question. I said, what matters more to you? Buying a comfortable home where you call a home and where you feel comfortable when you come in as a first-time buyer, or preserving a first-time buyer status that you're not even sure you're going to use in the future? You don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. Your partner's income could drop drastically. They could even become unemployed. They could lose their job. Certain things could get in the way, and you may not be able to buy that dream home of yours using just one partner's income in the future, because they were acting on the basis and the assumption that the partner's income will become bigger and higher in the future, and they can use that sole income to buy a property. And I said to them, brother, you may not even be married again in the near future. I don't know. I'm not trying to curse your marriage, but these are real life situations. What if something happens that makes you unable to utilize that first time buyer advantage in the future? So you're going to give up this opportunity you have to buy a proper, good, comfortable home for yourself just for something that you're not sure of. So after having that conversation, they came to that realization, and they said to me, thank you so much for drawing our attention to, we didn't think it this way. You know what, we're going to buy this property together, join our income together, and buy our dream home. And I said to them, yeah. So if you, in the near future, you now want to relocate, and your first home is not always your forever home. You can always buy another property. In the future, if you want to buy another property, if one person's income can carry it, you decide to buy it, it doesn't matter. If you want to buy it together, you buy it together. So the long and short of it is, there are times when the first time buyer advantage works and it's necessary and you can use them, and there are times when you just have to use common sense and prioritize things properly. If you misplace the priority and prioritize the first time buyer advantage when you don't have to, you are going to end up denying yourself and depriving yourself of something you should have at the time you should have it. So speak to your mortgage advisor about your circumstances and lay everything on the table for them, and you will receive a proper advice on that. So the first time buyer advantage in relation to stamp duty is not all in all, and not the only consideration you should be making when buying a property for the first time. All right? God bless you and take care of yourselves. Bye.